I'm Bob McElligott, along with new Blue Jackets head coach Pascal Vincent. And Pascal, first of all, congratulations on becoming the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. For a long time, this has been a dream of yours. I'm sure it didn't happen exactly the way that you ever thought that it might happen in your mind, but it has happened for you. What are your feelings as you finally attain the street?
Well, it's been a difficult week. So you have mixed feelings, right? It's you're getting ready all summer to work with the staff, and then first thing you know, it's there's a change in the plan. Um, but when I sit back and I reflect on how I feel, I'm so excited. And you know, timing of it is difficult. Don't like to see what happened, but for us as coaches, as a coach, our focus is on moving forward. I've been working for 30 years as a coach. What I know the most is being a head coach. That's what I've done most of my career. Now, being an assistant coach to uh, Claude Noel, Paul Maurice, Brett Larson, and a little bit with Mike Babcock, gave me extra tools that I gained from those people so to add to my toolbox, and different ways of seeing the game, different language, different vision, how you're going to play the game and approach the, the, the organization on how you're going to have success. Anyhow, I feel prepared. I feel ready. I feel excited. Feel humbled. And I just can't wait to get going.
Jarmo Kekalainen said a few months ago that had it not been for the pandemic and if you would have been able to interview in person, maybe you would have gotten this job a couple of years ago, but you did come in as the associate coach. Yeah. And you had the process, you went through the process again this summer, didn't work out. You stay on as the associate coach. So I know when you're doing something for a long time, sometimes you start to question, is it ever going to happen? Am I ever going to get my chance?
Well, the end goal, if it's like winning a hockey game. If you don't do the things right, the end goal is never going to happen. So if I got the job 2 years ago, the way I see it is I wouldn't have met Brad Larson. I got to meet a guy that I really enjoy working with. And then I would have met Mike Babcock. And Mike has a lot of experience in Team Canada and his years in Detroit. And, so I got the chance to meet those people. And to me, it's not only as a person, but also as a coach, extremely beneficial. So it's been a process. And I truly believe that when you do the right things over and over and over, at some point, success will come and opportunities will come. I don't believe in luck so much. I'm a lucky person in life. I feel like I meet the right people at the right time, like in Winnipeg and Mr. Chipman and here, and even previous to that, my years in Cape Breton with Mr. Lynch. I've just met a lot of good people along the way, and keep doing the right thing, working hard. At some point it's going to pay off, and it didn't happen the way we planned it out, but it doesn't happen very often that you plan something and it evolves that way and it produces what you were hoping for. So now I have the opportunity. I'm excited. I know the staff is ready. The players worked hard. Just it's time for us to move on and get going.
You have been an assistant coach, and as you said, throughout most of your career, you're very used to being a head coach. Yeah. What is the difference going from an assistant to a head coach, and especially now you're doing it on the very same team?
Yeah, so what I've done over the years is, the first thing is I stay true to myself. I don't play games. I really don't. This is me. If you see me in a week, it's going to be the same thing. Try to bring positivity and solutions to the problems, making sure the players are receiving the right messages before the games or practices and all of that. What I tried to do as an assistant was to be the person I'd like to hire if I was the head coach. So that transition from being assistant to a head coach to me is it's not an issue at all because that's what I know the most. But there are some differences. I mean, the responsibilities are different, like the culture, making sure that the team identity is bang on, and that's what we want to look like. I mean, everything that concerns like discipline and all of that, it falls on my shoulders, and that's what I need to reinforce. As an assistant coach, you're there to help the head coach. It's a different kind of pressure, and that's why I appreciate so much my time as an assistant coach. It's because before experiencing that job description, you don't really know what they're going through. It's a different kind of pressure. I'm not saying it's less pressure because it's not, but it's a different kind of pressure. Being a head coach, that's a different kind of adventure, but it's what I know the most. That's I feel natural sitting in that chair.
One of the talking points throughout the summer was for the players on this roster, they were going to get a new set of eyes. They were going to have a coach looking at them that they had not played for, who didn't really know much about most of them, and was going to be able to make his own judgments about them. Now that has all changed with you taking over as the head coach. Yeah. You know many of these players, most of the players, almost everybody in there, and you know what they can do. You know what they're best at, where their weaknesses are. How does that part of it change? Obviously, it's a strength for you, I would think.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm really good at leaving the past where it belongs. I have a lot of experience at different levels where a player acquires certain skills over a season, and maybe the results are met, maybe they're not, expectations and all of that, and then there's your summer, and then the following year you see somebody that is almost different, like a different player, like something happened in the summer. Is it his training, on ice, off ice sessions, switch in your mindset, but there's a different. I have lots of examples that, okay, well, he was just average the previous year. I don't know what happened in the summer, but the upcoming season is just a different person, a different player. So I don't have any misconception on the players, but it's also true on the good side. Like if you had a good season last year, great. Now that's the foundation, that's the expectation. We expect you to maintain that and get better. So I obviously have an advantage because I know the players. I know them personally, right? I speak to them every day. But this is a new season. And I don't want to say we start from scratch because we don't. But everybody's got a blank page. Whether it was good or bad, let's start from scratch and we'll write the history starting Thursday on the ice and going about our training camp.
Every head coach has a system or at least a tweak to a system that they like to play. All summer you're working with Mike Babcock and setting up the way your team is going to play. Right. Now here you are a couple of days before training camp starts and it's your decision. Do you stay with that same plan? Did that plan already work into things that you believe in, or do you have to make changes?
No, that's what I said earlier. The one thing that I really appreciated was that his ways of thinking the game and the systems. We were like, he was asking me, what would you like to change? Well, nothing. I like it. That's how I would coach it. That's the way I see it as well. So no, it's going to look different from last year. But all the work that we've done this summer, listen, if I didn't believe in it, I would change it, but I do. So we're going to keep all the work that we've done this summer. We're going to keep it as is, make a few little details, do a few little tweak here and there, but nothing structural. It's going to look like the way we planned it, and we're going to move forward. And that's what we've planned is something I believe in. So it's I don't have to make changes just to make changes.
You will have a lot of decisions to make, big decisions though, because you have a packed roster, you have a lot of forwards, you have a lot of defensemen, and you have a lot of talent, which is exactly the spot that a head coach wants to be in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I over the years, I think players make your decisions easy. They almost decide for you. So yeah, we'll have to make some decisions. Don't get me wrong, but over time, when you keep evaluating the players, some guys stand out, some guys just fall off, and those that are falling off, we're going to be there to support them and give them a plan to get back up. But we need our roster needs to be ready for the first game of the season. So we're going to take the time that is necessary to make the right decisions. We're not going to rush anything early in camp. I don't have any preconception whatsoever. It's let's see what you got, and we'll evaluate you from there.
And I know you're excited about everybody. That you're the coach. You got to be excited about everybody. But you do have a guy that was taken third overall this summer who's already shown that he's got some pretty good talent in Adam Fantilli. You have David Juracek, who was taken in the first round, 6th overall last year, who had a great year in the American Hockey League, is going to look to challenge some guys in camp. Guys like that, how excited are you to see how, in Fantilli's case, you saw him in development camp, Traverse City. Now you get to see him with the big boys. With Juracek, he was in this camp last year, played a couple of games in the NHL last year, and now he's coming back. Those two in particular, are you excited to see their development?
I'm super excited. Like those two guys they're going to be NHL players. When, I'm not sure. What I can tell you is we're going to support them. We're going to provide what they need in order to grow. And if it's this year, it's this year. If it's not, that's okay. Because our goal is not, especially in those cases, our goal is not to make them or turn them NHL players when they're not ready. Our goal is a long-term vision. We want those two to be NHL players, Blue Jackets, for a long period of time. And in order to do that, the foundation has to be right. If you rush a player too early, it's great for him, and maybe it's good for the team for a short period of time. But we need to make sure that we put them in a position to build that confidence, that they know they can get better and better year after year. So if you put a guy in a position because he's good and he's ready to play in the NHL, but he doesn't have the role that could fit his skill set, then yeah, he can play, but he's playing in a role that doesn't fit his personality or his skill set, and I don't think you give him it's a favor to him or the organization. So hopefully, we see it at camp, how it goes. But am I excited? I mean, they're hockey players. And I know they're good kids too. They're good people. So I'm really excited because they're going to be Blue Jackets for a long time. Now, how we're going to do this in the next few weeks, next few months, or even this year, I'm not sure. They will tell us with their performances. But right now, it's such an exciting time because our prospect, and we talk about those two, but there's a lot of prospects that are really exciting. And there's some that, there's some that we don't talk about and we don't even think about, and they will, at some point, they're just going to say, oh, okay, that summer I was talking about, they're just going to come back 1 year and say, okay, I didn't see that coming. I guarantee you it's going to happen.
Or you're going to get that call at Christmas time from Trent Vogelhuber in Cleveland and say, hey, this is the guy. You got to have this guy, right? Yes. Let's talk about your veteran players, though, too, because as a head coach, you need good leadership. And one thing about this team, with Boone Jenner leading the way and the likes of Johnny Gaudreau, Zach Werenski, and not just those, but others. I mean, and Eric Branson comes in here last year, Sean Corrali. You have a lot of that leadership in that room already.
Yes, yeah, good people, amazing. I spoke to Boone, and one of the things that makes me excited about this hockey team is the leadership group. We start with Boone Jenner and Zach Werenski. Those two guys are amazing people. They care about the team. They care about doing the things right. They're honest, hardworking people. And so when you're a coach and you have that as your leaders, then it's a worry you don't have to have, right? It's so we talk about being a good fit for a team. Myself, over the years, when I look back in my years in junior, American League, NHL, when I said I'm a lucky guy, I felt it was a good fit. Like it just worked. And that's how I feel with this group. It's a good fit. They're good people. They're proud to be here, and that's huge to me. They care about each other. They care about the logo, and they want to be coached. And there's some pride about it too. Like last year wasn't what we wanted. I mean, regardless of why it happened, at the end of the day, we just hated it. Like it was a hard season. So let's move forward and look ahead. And having a team led by Boone Jenner and Zach Wierenski, that's a bonus for a coach.
All right. You've been here for the last 2 years. I've had a chance to talk to you a lot. I know you well. I feel I know who you are. But I want you to look into that camera right now, and I want you to tell the fans of the Columbus Blue Jackets, when they come to Nationwide Arena, when they buy that ticket, when they sit in that seat, what are they going to see with the Pascal Vincent team?
Well, it's something we've been working all summer, and the identity of that team, we're going to work hard, we're going to compete, we're proud to be here, and we want to make you guys really excited. We want to, when you leave the building, and we want to win as many games as we can, but the days we don't, you're going to leave this building and you're going to say, wow, do they work hard? They compete, and they just don't stop. Just like what happened today, or this week, or in the past, we face some adversity, we just keep going, and that's going to be who we are.
Pascal, thank you very much. Congratulations. I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited for this season, and I can't wait to start working with you.
Yeah, thank you.